Wednesday morning at 10:10 wins, and a Catholic teacher in Queens says he was fired by St. Joseph's Catholic Academy in Astoria because of his same-sex marriage. Matthew LaBanca joins us live on the 10:10 wins newsline. Matthew, welcome to you. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Bridget.
Matthew, who fired you, and what did they tell you when they did?
To be clear, Bridget, I was fired not from one job, but from two jobs. My first job in the diocese was as music director at Corpus Christi Church. And then I was recruited as a music teacher several years later at St. Joseph Catholic Academy. Both jobs were ended simultaneously. And that directive came after a long deliberation process, 6 weeks. High-ranking diocesan officials met to discuss the fate of my employment. And in the end, it was Bishop DiMarzio who said to fire me.
Okay, now you say that it was well known that you were out, that you were gay, and you say this came right after you got married?
That's correct. Someone from one of these communities reached out directly to the diocese with information about my marriage to my husband, Rowan, which was the most beautiful day of my life in an apparent act of righteousness.
All right. And other parishioners, had they been aware of your personal life?
Not only have other parishioners been aware of my personal life, but parishioners, family, felt like family to me. The choir that I directed, the parents and the students at the school. While not only that were they aware, but the outpouring of support that I've received from these communities has been completely overwhelming. People want me to stay. And I would tell you that were I to be offered my jobs back, I would gladly stay, not only to reinstate my employment, which was cut off, to reinstate my health insurance, which was cut off, but even more importantly, to reinstate the communities that I've grown to love. I've lived in this community for 20 years. I've been in touch with the church and the school for the last 15 years when you put it all together.
Okay.
And I would gladly work there, not just to reinstate those, but to also have the opportunity to be a beacon of hope and possibility, that you don't have to just be a gay person and repress that God-given, God-made part of yourself. You can have that part of yourself be in line also with your Catholic faith and not have to choose, because that's how God makes people. You don't choose to be gay, no more than straight people choose to be straight.
Right. Matthew, we reached out to the Archdiocese. We got a statement from them, and since I don't have them on the air with us, I just wanted to present to our listeners their side of things. They issued a statement saying essentially that your teachings should have complied with Catholic Church teachings. They make it clear that despite any changes to New York state law legalizing same-sex marriage, they say church law is clear. What do you say to that?
I'd like to respond in saying that while the marriage to my husband is the focus here, there are other church teachings that are not being targeted this way. Employees who may not go to church every Sunday, or anybody who's an employee that may not be Catholic, or who's on birth control, or who's been divorced but remarried, or in favor of the death penalty, or who doesn't even help the poor. This is a capricious discriminatory act directed toward the LGBTQ community.
They also say that the teacher is to teach and convey the Roman Catholic faith, I'm reading from the statement here, by being a role model of the Catholic faith to their students. Can you be a role model to Catholic kids if you do not adhere to this particular portion of church teachings?
I believe that I am a positive role model for my students and for my community, because I also emphasize the idea of dignity for all God's children. And I offered pastoral care and true message, the true message of the gospel. And to stand up against this issue, firing people on the basis of sexual orientation is wrong. I think that it's in line with so much of the teachings of Jesus, who stood up against a hierarchy when things were inappropriate and unfair and unjust.
Matthew, I know we're out of time, but will you sue the diocese?
I have no comment at this time.
All right. We thank you very much for being with us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Bridget.